Hi all, it's Zaida Velgara from Becoming I Am. So today we're going to do the charm reading. Again, the three mirrors. We have health, we have work, and we have love. I have a whole mess of different kinds of charms in here. So I just put it in here and pull them out. I hope you enjoy the message. Remember, it's a random message. Sometimes it's many little pieces of different storylines. I'll try to make it as concise as I can. But I can't guarantee it. And take whatever it resonates because, yeah, that is what this is all about. Okay. I already shut them before because it's so loud. I don't like the sound of it while it's on camera. So I hope you enjoy it. And again, if you guys need a reading or if you would like a service through me, if you look at the description part below, that has the link of my website where you can go and check me out. All right. So that being said, let's see what we're going to get. I haven't gone to that corner for a while. That one. Something fell at me. Something is already at a foot, is what I can tell you. Let me pause the video so I can grab it. It fell at my feet. It actually fell on me, fell on the floor, and it went to my feet. So, one second. Okay, so what fell towards me on my the floor to my feet and then like ran away from me is an anchor. So this is actually a big deal. That means that actually fell off of you. I'm going to see more on this anchor because it's totally interesting me. But it seems like there was something that was like latched onto you, anchored on you, limiting you, that literally just came off. So which ones do I want to look it up? Okay, 1 second, because I'm getting the numerology deck that I should pull for this. Oop, there it goes. Something that was stuck. It's a spiritual attachment, intuition. Oh, I forgot to turn the camera so it's not mirrored or whatever. So it's something spiritual that was attached to you because it was limiting your intuition. Okay. They said not a person. It's not a person. So I think it's a belief. Hold on 1 second. It's something. Look, this is the hearth. Oh, right there, the hearth. And it's Vesta, and it's your inner flame. 1 second, let me look this up. Okay, this is crazy. All right. I think your destiny or your fate or whatever it is that your life is supposed to go towards has just been freed up. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because I looked up, like, how does Vesta and the hearth align with spirituality? And it says here, understanding your inner devotion and personal calling. Vesta, named from the Roman goddess of the hearth, represents dedication, sacrifice, and commitment. It reveals where you channel your most sacred energy and has your how you maintain inner fire that drives your purpose. So it's kind of like, as I'm getting this, and it like literally fell on me and off of me, and it fell off my feet, which is important because it feels like something that was dragging your feet or limiting your feet. And it actually, the leg that I had up was my left leg. So this is something from the past. There's a lot of like things that I'm getting here. Also, there's a lot of orange here that's calling out. So it's something connected to your sacral space, which goes along with your intuition. And what I'm feeling is that the reason why your calling maybe, or maybe your destiny has been really hard to unfold and unravel is because there was like some kind of spiritual attachment or some kind of this. And spiritual attachments can be beliefs about yourself or things that were told to you in the past that limited you, or things in your community that limited in the way that you use your energy. And it's like your inner fire was being choked out by something, and it feels like again, the spiritual belief system that limited you. So it affected your mindset, it affected you, and it affected you being able to create that destiny of yours because your fire was being choked out. I hope that makes sense. It's interesting too that it was the things kind of landed all linearly here. There's some that fell on the left. Nothing really fell on the right except for one letter. And the letter is the letter D. Ooh, D. So it's the letter D and it fell all to my right. And it's really close to me, like it's really close to me. So it tells me that there's going to be probably an introduction of someone or something with the letter D that will initiate a movement forward because something came off of you, right? Finally, your flame is turning on. All of a sudden, this D on the right, coming to the future, talking about your future, is coming towards you. So it can be a company, an idea, a person, place, thing that starts with the letter D. Okay. Next is the thing that's closest to me. Again, this is center to all three, is a turtle upside down, which is great because that means that the turtle being upside down, it's kind of telling me that the slowdown, the I want to. I what they're showing me in my mind's eye is um the Knight of Pentacles. He's like very slow, methodical, one pace at a time, one step at a time kind of energy. That energy feels like the turtle, but upside down, it's like finally it's turning into the Knight of Wands, which is passionate, moving forward. But what do we see? First, something that has to do with your health, okay? And this is on your left, and there is a Taurus energy with a spider. So these two are landing right there. And the Taurus energy with the spider feels like something stubbornly trying to stay attached to you. And this can be, because it's connected to the health, it can be like a medical condition you have that's still stubbornly keeping you a little bit trapped in a web that you have to work on. And I do feel like this has to do more with your physical health, not so much your spiritual. So it feels like having to change a habit, a routine, or something that you're doing that it's literally keeping you stuck. It's like a spider web. So you're like stuck. And Taurus is all about being stuck too. In the negative. And because there's a spider, which is lower frequency negative next to it, it tells me that it's more stubborn, stuck energy that has to do with your health that is impacting the entire reading I'm going to be talking about right now. The next thing that comes out, oh my God, I didn't even know I had one of these in there, is a giraffe. And a giraffe for me is seeing over a situation, right? So right now, because the health situation seems to be very much of a limiting factor, is seeing past the limiting factor towards what's next to it. It says practical and Virgo, and that is baby steps. I'm hearing baby steps big time here, right? Like for this next thing. So and this is all health wise, the problem that you might have health condition wise, okay, whoever you are there, whatever health condition it might be, yes, you're stuck kind of like in a spider web. The more you move, the more entangled you're going to get, and it's very stubborn energy, okay? But it says, let's not focus on the right now. We're going to use the eyes of the giraffe to look past what we're seeing right now towards what we want to see in the future by making a plan, Virgo, that includes baby steps. Because health seems to be a really big thing. The next thing that comes up is crazy because, again, let me repeat the phrase. I didn't even know I had this. I get a fox. And foxes for me is trickster energy that is around you. And we have the freaking dragon, which is devil energy. There is something that is spiritually trying to attach to you that is very trickster energy. Something perceiving to be what it's not, to stay connected to you. So this can be something where somebody's wearing a mask, somebody is telling you everything you want to hear so that you can accept them in their your energy. It's connected to the love energy. So I know it has to do with somebody trying to sell you some kind of idea, some kind of persona, some kind of person, place, thing, or energy, blah, 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 that is going to be connected to something you desire. Okay. So this can be like a job, this can be a business, the way you look, etc. Is connected to that. And they're trying to sell you like this idea that they got everything straight. It feels a very used car salesman energy, but they're really good at what they do, right? This used car salesman really convinces you of what you can do. And it feels like one of the things they're telling you is to be very cautious of, and this is a physical person because these are gray ones. Okay, now spiritually they're the deceiver, but it's a physical person or a physical thing, but I feel like it's a person that is going to try to give you the silver tongue to convince you to do something that is the devil energy. So it's your temptation that will keep you trapped. And I'm feeling very strongly, because it was kind of aligned to this whole energy of the baby steps, the Virgo energy with the giraffe, that is meant to help you get over the hurdle of health. It might be falling for some kind of trick or ploy that that convinces you that if you do this, it's going to help your health right away. It's going to be so fast. You don't have to do anything. Anything fast, anything easy, anything that it's overnight success or whatever is BS. Somebody is a used car salesman. Remember that, because that's kind of like what I'm seeing here. And it's linked to, yet again, something you really, really want, and it's to get it quicker. Careful with that. Then we have this like compilation right here where everything is kind of put together. The first thing that comes out is no. Tell me you if I'm telling you the truth here. We got the no, okay? And it's connected to this death card. Again, we have the turtle backwards. Moving quickly. Don't move quickly towards, look at this. It's a mermaid, a siren, gold, spiritual call. Don't move quickly towards a spiritual call. And then we have, this is a black agate. So it's literally like, until you clean out or purify. What do we have to purify? The Virgo energy again, the plan. Don't fall for the trick until you solidify and purify the plan. And then we have in the love, the energy of the knot, the Celtic knot, and a rune that fell sideways, and it's Isa, which is frozen in the love. That is big deal right there, because it's telling you you've made a plan. Again, as you're looking past the problem that you have right now, you made a plan that is related to your health, that will be baby steps that will take a long time for you to accomplish. Okay? All right. This is very health related, mind you. And what it's looking like right here is telling you, say no to something that is going to try to make things go faster. It's funny because I told you kind of that feeling over here before. Shut up. I have another devil. I didn't even realize it till right now. Hold on. We'll talk about that in a minute. I just saw it. So I had to mention it. Um, what I'm seeing is say no to moving very quickly to something that sounds very alluring. So it is something you're going to hear, right? This is probably like, sign up to this plan and we're going to get you to your perfect health right away. Oh my God, this is the best thing since. And your intuition, this is very big too, because we have releasing of your intuition. Your intuition still has probably some lingering devil energy around it, right? So some lingering old version of you that's going to say, yeah, that sounds great. We should really invest the money on that, blah, 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 whole mess of stuff. It says, do not invest time, energy, effort, money, resources with any, I want to say, get rich quick schemes or any deal or any idea that is going to make things go a lot faster for you until you completely cleanse the wounds, because the black agate, just like the onyx, just like the volcanic rock or whatever, absorbs all the negativity. Until you absorb all the negativity, negative thoughts, negative feelings, etc., from the plan that you already made. Right? The reason you're doing baby steps is because you've fallen in the same loops before and you've burned yourself. You need a lot of healing. You need to clear out, like, let's say it is a weight thing, right? Or let's say it's an exercise regimen. There's thought patterns that you have inside of yourself that, oh, but today you're sick, you really don't want to do this. You don't want to overburden your immune system. Oh, you don't want to do this because this is what's going on. Oh, look, you all of a sudden got sick, blah blah blah. There's patterns of thoughts that you have acquired and that you think it's your intuition, um, that has to do with the wound that you carry. So until you purify that completely, agreeing to this situation, paying money on this, etc., is only going to tie you up and slow you down, because you're going to fall back into the frustrating loop where I couldn't do this, I'm not good enough, etc. Okay? That's crazy right there. That link right there, because that all clustered together and it's 1,000% the same story. The fact that if whatever is a quick turnover with the least amount of effort is total BS, you're going to fall into the same loop. You're going to fall into the same patterns and you're going to stay stuck in the spider web. So say no. And then we have a lion energy. So it can be a connection with somebody of the sign of Leo, or a connection that will be happening in Leo. And I'm saying Leo because we have, I think this one's Gabo. Let me just triple check the card. Shoot, I'm getting better at these. I told you I'm practicing. This is Gabo. And Gabo is saying, because there's a connection coming, probably around the time of Leo, right? Or with a person of the sign of Leo, because we have the lion here. So there is a connection coming, and it's work related, because this one fell touching health and work. So there is something coming. It's in a distance, but look at what's coming. This is crazy, because this goes back to the love energy. Oh, so crazy. Okay. I feel like your health is connected very strongly with wounds that you have of love connections. Okay. So if you're, whatever immune problem you have, health problem, it has so much to do with your sacral space and love connections. And this is all coming to light. The first thing we get is the little dolphin with a little ball. So one of the connections is going to activate your inner child, and it is connected to your soul tribe, soul family. But the second one, that's right next to the freaking dolphin, is what? Another devil. I'm going to tell you, both devil energies, the dragon energies, both fell under love. I feel like whoever I'm talking to right now is healing relationships, love, connections. Okay? Probably you've been really drawn to narcissists. Probably you've been really drawn to used car salesmen. Probably, when I say used car salesman, is a person that you can read all the red flags that this fool is telling you, but for some strange reason, oh, but they're so charismatic and they're so nice. Do you see their smile? I think I can give them a chance. That's what I mean, used car salesman. Believe your intuition is being freed up when it comes to this devil energy. So every single time you're being confronted with a wound that you're healing, you will be confronted with the same shit as before and the new stuff that you want. Both. The reason you're doing that is because you're having to make the choice between should I stay or should I go, right? And your intuition is still not 100% healed, right? It's freed. The anchor that was holding it is freed, but there is always a detox process, right? That it's easy for you to fall back on the past. Then we have the next thing that I see, which is work related also. And this one is very interesting because it's a warning. We have the lobster with a golden owl. And it's saying, be careful what you do in the physical because it can create lack of resources in your intuition. In other words, it can create another one of these anchors when it comes to your intuition. So if you choose, let's say, the devil energy instead of the dolphin energy, you'll get another anchor. And then this energy that just got freed up will get tied up again. It's what they're telling you. And then topping it all off like a huge triangle, right? So the furthest one is all about work, right? And they feel like what they're saying, and this is your spiritual work in this realm. And it has the unicorn, and that is to heal. So overall, what I'm hearing is your job is to heal the wound that you carried that made you look for shortcuts and quick fixes for situations, that made you fall for used car salesmen just because of the fact that you ignored all the red flags, you ignored the fact that these are old patterns that you keep doing because it just sounded so much easier. It's less work. Like this can be also, let's not go so far, it can be something internal, like a different version of yourself where you know that you've made the commitment of getting up every single day and doing certain activities during the day in the morning before you get your day rolling, right? It can be like walking or meditating or etc. You've already made the commitment, but that little voice inside your head, which can be the devil energy, right? The other person of you tells you, oh my God, yesterday you did so much, your body hurts, you're so tired, blah, blah, blah. And then you just stay there. Or, I know that you're being an advocate for yourself, and I know you're working hard for your future, and I know that you're trying to move forward, but you also don't want to be that biatch and that narcissist that that you actually ran away from. So this is you playing devil advocate with yourself. What's the difference between an external person and the person that lies inside your head? And there's a part of you that is releasing an old version of yourself. So for me, I would say whatever your decision that you're making at this precise moment, try to make sure that whatever you're doing is small, not big, small, baby steps. And it's a consistent baby step. That is the one that's going to make the change. That is the one that's going to move you forward. Any get rich quick schemes, awaken your intuition in 3 seconds schemes are all schemes. These people are literally, they don't have whatever they say they're having. I literally am, and my mind's eye is going to this Instagram reel that I just finished seeing of this guy, and he's like a personal trainer and stuff like that, right? And he was saying that he saw this ad for like, um that trampoline, that you do all this trampoline situation, like little trampolines to help your health and your vitality and whatever. And this person's like, oh, they dropped all this weight, their jawline is totally snatched, is like they lost blah blah blah, their skin looks awesome, blah blah blah. And he says, I can look up peer review information that tells you that jumping in this trampoline is very good for your cardiovascular health and also for your bone density, right? Because it's creating that movement for your bones and stuff. But unless you're tying this up with difference of nutrition and difference in other patterns in your life, you are not going to get that snatch waist. You are not going to lose all that weight, and your face isn't going to be sculptured, because all of it is talking about losing weight. And this exercise is not aligned for losing weight. It's aligned for helping with bone structures and your cardiovascular health. And so I would say let's listen less to all these people trying to sell us even their soul through online, and let's listen a little bit more to common sense and look up stuff. Fact check everything. Fact check me. I tell people that come into my office all the time, you should never believe anybody 100% of the time. Not even me, not even yourself. Always fact check yourself. And that's what I can say about this. Always fact check yourself. What evidence do you have that any other time that you tried these get better quickly schemes, if it ever worked? And if you would have taken that mind, energy, frequency, and taken it slow, you would have probably still had all that money and all those resources, but been where you wanted to be doing the shortcuts, you know, where you're in the same spot. So keep that in mind. I'm going to do one of my affirmation cards. There's two sides to this. Thank you for everybody that stayed till the end. Thank you for everybody that subscribes, likes, and leaves me comments, because I like to read them and I like to respond to you guys. It's like you guys are my pen pals. So thank you for all that. I greatly appreciate you. And the fact that you haven't given up your magic by listening to messages that are only 2 seconds long. So that being said, let's see what comes out. These are more colorful. They're fun. It says, I trust the process of life. Shut the freaking front door. You got to trust the process you're creating. In the back, it says, there is a rhythm and flow to life, and I am part of it. Life supports me and brings to me only good and positive experiences. I trust the process of life to bring me my highest good. I would show it to you, but I forgot to turn the thing backwards, and it's going to look all backwards anyway. So what it's saying is trust the process. You've picked this specific step-by-step way to move forward because you need to, because you want to make it a part of yourself, and baby steps makes that difference. So don't let a used car salesman convince you that by throwing enough money at something, it will be done quickly, because it won't. I hope this helps.